Hey everyone, so here we are, first episode, day one of Not Your Normal TED Talk. I wish I was like tech genius and had the ability to make this like incredible edit that looked like this professional production, but end of the day, all I'm interested in is getting you guys what I know in terms of tools and tricks that might help you to deal with your own fears. So here we go, episode one, dealing with dental anxiety. So one of the biggest factors that comes into play when it comes to fear and anxiety and panic is our ability to change our focus. We make our fear stronger. We give it power, we give it control by focusing on it. So, one of the most important tricks that you need to learn in order to successfully navigate these situations with anxiety and panic is learn how to refocus. And so, when it comes to facing what feels like the big things in life, you need to set yourself up. Set yourself up to succeed. Find a way to put everything in your favor. Let me give you some key tricks. In this episode, we're talking about going to the dentist. Lots of people terrified of going to the dentist. Rational fear, irrational fear, it doesn't matter. It's a fear all the same. So it doesn't start with the appointment. Start setting yourself up for success the night before. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Sleep is a huge factor in whether or not we manage our anxiety well. We require sleep to be at our best. Sounds simple? Set yourself up so the day before or in the days before you are leading up to one of these events in your life that scares you, that you're putting yourself in the best possible situation to succeed. Get good night's sleeps. Eat well. Don't eat like junk. You want your system to feel at its best. Again, not our natural inclination as humans. We don't reach for healthy food when we are anxious, when we are scared, when we are fearful. We reach for comfort food. We reach for junk. And it will count against you every time. You hear me talk about this a lot, about setting yourself up for success. It's the little things. Every little thing matters. Other thing that I always like to be conscious of when I'm dealing with something that is fearful for me, something that causes anxiety, is what are things in my life that induce anxiety? What are the things in my life that on a normal day dealing with just everyday things, it would make me feel anxious? One of those things being late. I hate feeling like I'm rushing to get somewhere. So leave on time. Leave on time so that you are in a good headspace when you get there. You're not adding additional stress about, if you hit traffic, can you find parking? Are you going to be there on time? Unnecessary. Other little tips, caffeine. Caffeine, horrible for anxiety. Just ramps it right up. So on days that you're dealing with things like that, plan ahead. Make yourself a nice cup of chamomile tea, some water, whatever it is that you prefer. But take caffeine out of the equation so that you are not feeding your adrenal system and your nervous system with something that is naturally meant to speed you up when you should really be focusing on slowing yourself down. You get in your car, you're driving to the appointment. Anxiety is growing, chaos is growing. You're trying your best not to focus on what you're scared of. The only thing you could think about is what you're scared of. Change that. For me, I blast my tunes. I blast the music, and not just any tunes. It can't just be that I have random music playing in my car. I have playlists for this because the more I know the lyrics, the more I engage with the music, the more connected I am to it, the further away from my thoughts I am. Easy trick. Find a way to distract your thoughts and distract your mind from focusing on the fear. You're only going to make it worse. Phone a friend. Another option. You don't like music? Plan a phone call. Make it a purposeful phone call. Don't think randomly calling somebody is going to pull you out of those thoughts. We know what it's like when we're panicking, when we're anxious. We are very unable to stay present in a conversation. So plan a conversation you need to have, a conversation with somebody who understands what you live with and goes through these things with you. Plan to have them available so that you can reach out and have a conversation that will, in fact, pull you away from those thoughts, refocus those thoughts, and make sure that you're engaged in something else. You do not need to sit there in fear. Cold water. Huge one for me. I always have to have something cold to drink with me, especially in situations where I'm anxious, where I'm panicking. I don't know if you've ever noticed that you're inclined to reach for a cold drink or you're inclined to tear off layers when you're having a panic attack. It's because we start to feel that heat, and that heat intensifies the panic, and we want to cool down. It's our body's response to self-preservation. Having something cold to drink serves two purposes. One, sipping at a cold drink, it will indeed calm you down. As well, it doubles as an ice pack. Whenever I'm having a panic attack, if it's a bad panic attack, one of the first things I do is reach for something cold to put on my forehead, on the back of my neck. It interrupts that fight or flight response, and it helps me every time. Every dentist will not be right for you. Their personality might not be right. Their energy might not be right. They may not make you feel safe or supported. You have to find a dentist, or in whatever we're dealing with, you have to find somebody that works for you, somebody that you can communicate openly with, somebody that you can actually admit your fears to and tell them what to expect your experience to be so that they can learn how to support that experience with you. I've had more than one dentist in my life, and some of the dentists, whether or not they were good dentists, wasn't the relevance. What the relevance was how they treated me, how they allowed me to express myself to them so that we could mutually create an environment that I felt safe in, that they felt they could be effective in their job, and that we could work together to make it the most painless experience for both of us. Now, I am absolutely blessed. This is a shameless shout out for Bite House Dental on St. Clair in Toronto. My dentist is the best, and you're about to find out why. So I'm gonna edit it anyway. So yeah, but like, are you ready to do this?
I'm ready. Okay. Oh, Kendra, you have a chia seed in your seat.
Of course I do. As like everybody, I eat before I come to the dentist. So we're good here. We're good. Nothing to see. Did I get it?
Decent.
And now I'm bleeding probably.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I felt that, eh? Nothing could possibly go wrong at the dentist. So welcome to my dentist, Bite House Dental. This is my dentist, Ashling. We don't go by doctor here. Why don't we go by doctor here?
It sets a barrier between us. I feel like it breaks down the communication the minute you walk in the door. So
Yeah.
you feel different from me, and then we're already in a position where we can't collaborate on the treatments that you're doing.
And the upside is, and what I've said time and time again, is that it's so important to advocate for yourself. And when I say advocate for yourself, you have to find somebody who will work with you. So when I first started here, how long ago was it? A couple of years now?
A couple of years, yeah.
Okay. So I started here a couple of years ago, and I had just undergone a less than ideal dental experience. And I walked through the door with baggage, and I walked through the door with anxiety and panic, and I hate dentists. And that's like, the introduction is horrible. Like, hi, I hate you. I've never met you before, but like, I already want to run the other way. And I walked in here, and right away the vibe, as you saw the lobby of this place, I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like, nice, big, open, natural light. And I sat down, and you know, I was looking around at the books and stuff, and just, you know, it felt peaceful to me, and that was great. And then, you know, I got talking, and I found out like it was intentional. It wasn't just, you know, hit or miss. And I mean, what was kind of your thinking behind laying out your front office like that?
We wanted to create somewhere that felt like you were coming to visit our home. This is nicer than my home, but we wanted to have this feel that, you know, you were coming to have a coffee with me.
Yeah.
And
By the way, they make great coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should share that or not.
Yeah.
Now people are coming just for the coffee.
I know. People did when we first opened. People would come in
it.
and sit and have a coffee with me, you know, when we weren't as busy at the start. And
Yeah.
it was creating somewhere where there could be like a collaborative approach to healthcare, and that people could see coming to the dentist as a type of self-care.
Yeah.
And not just, you know, like dread.
Just
you
dread.
know, the anxiety, the dread, and that they didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And in terms of like design-wise, we wanted it to look as non-dental as possible.
Yeah.
If I could have gotten away with doing dentistry and lounge chairs, I would have gone for that.
I think we should. Can that be that?
I think maybe we're not allowed, you know?
Okay, that's fair.
But
Some code or something.
yeah,
right?
right, exactly.
That's fair.